Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here, and today we are in Jubilife City where the Venom are hosting the Pheromone Mines, and the Psychic type Pokemon will have an advantage over the Poison types as Starmie and Bronzong start out for Pheromone, whereas it is Venusaur and Tentacruel starting out for Jubilife. However, the Pheromone Mines are on a 3-game losing streak. They desperately need to end it here today as Tentacruel immediately goes for the Petal Dance, mistakenly goes for a Bronzong instead of capitalizing on Starmie's disadvantage to that. Venusaur now with the Psy Strike, also going for Bronzong, doing such little damage. Two not very effective attacks on the Steel Psychic type as the Misty Terrain is set up by Bronzong. I do not think the Poison types will care much for that miss early over the field. They have nothing to be concerned with here, but Starmie now goes for the Sparkling Aria. This is going to hit everybody on the field. It's not going to be very effective on Tentacruel or Venusaur. It actually did the most damage to Bronzong, unfortunately, as Tentacruel with a super effective huge hit there onto Starmie. Starmie is able to hold on. Venusaur, instead of capitalizing and finishing Starmie off, sets up the Sunny Day. We'll see if it goes for a Solar Beam in the coming turns, which would be a fantastic play there by the Poison Grass type. Before that, a Nightshade on from Bronzong onto Venusaur. A really good hit there, but Venusaur going for the Doom Desire, choosing Doom as its destiny, but Starmie now goes for that Scale Shot. This is a multi-hit move. It will lower the defense here of Starmie. It will give it a sharp speed boost though, getting 4 hits there on the Cantonian starter Pokemon. As I said, Starmie having its defense leveled. I do not think it's worried about its defense at the moment since it is such an easy target. Tentacruel though with the Petal Dance going for Bronzong, not very effective yet again, doesn't finish off Starmie, but Bronzong with the Seismic Toss onto Venusaur and gets the elimination. The Cantonian starter has been taken out of this matchup, given the Pheromones the early lead, as Toxicroak now comes out and Starmie immediately with the payback on the Fighting Poison type. Not very effective moves there. Toxicroak tanks that so well, and Tentacruel with the Shore Up is going to restore its health here. It is easily going to get itself back to full strength. It needs to get an elimination though, as a Thunder is avoided by Starmie from Toxicroak, allowing Bronzong to go for the high horsepower. That is super effective onto Tentacruel, who is able to hold on, but Starmie now with the close combat goes for Toxicroak. Doesn't do a great deal of damage, however, being not very effective. This will again lower those defensive stats of Starmie, who's still holding on here. Tentacruel with the Flamethrower will finish it off. Surely it should have gone for the Steel type Bronzong to get it off this field, as those Steel types are much harder to eliminate, and a Crush Grip will not get the job done from Toxicroak onto Bronzong. Bronzong going for the taunt, telling Toxicroak to bring it, and Toxicroak will fall for that taunt as the mist does disappear from the field. It is still Harsh Sunlight though, as we have now Metagross coming out in its shining form for the Pheromone Mines. Tentacruel immediately with the U-turn hits Metagross there, and it will go back to the bench. We have 2 Steel Psychic types on the side of the Pheromone Mines, and it is Toxapex coming out now, who has no moves left. And Toxicroak goes for the struggle. Bronzong is able to hold on, and Metagross with the Payday gets a good hit there onto Toxicroak, trying to make that money early, as Bronzong with the Harden is going to give a really good defense boost to itself. But it is an easy target now as the Harsh Sunlight finally fades over the field. Nobody will be getting sunburnt now, as Toxicroak goes for the struggle yet again. Will eliminate Bronzong from this matchup, but don't forget it's going to get the recoil damage, and Toxicroak is eliminated by that. So it is now a 4v4 battle, and Metagross with the Thunder Wave is going to paralyze Toxapex. See, it will need to shake off this paralysis. It is not concerned with its speed. It's only got a 35 base speed and goes for the Shadow Bone. Super effective hit there onto Metagross. You do not usually see Toxapex getting such a good hit on the pseudo legendary. Tentacruel comes back out, but it is Slowbro who comes out for the Pheromone Mines, and Tentacruel goes for the Minimize. It is going to boost its evasiveness. It is an easy target at the moment, so it does want to avoid hits, as Metagross with the Flatter now. This Flatter is going to give a special attack boost to Tentacruel, but will leave it confused. Tentacruel has only 80 base special attack, and Slowbro with the Stockpile now. That is going to stockpile 1, which is going to give a defense and special defense boost here. And Toxapex now with the flip turn is going to go back to the bench itself, but first it connects with that not very effective move there onto Slowbro. Again, Toxapex goes back to the bench, and out in its place comes Roserade, as Tentacruel needs to shake off this confusion. It will be able to. It's going to go for the Rock Wrecker. Looks like it's going for the pseudo legendary, but it's not very effective there onto Metagross. and Tentacruel will have to recharge from that, but a Boomerang now from Roserade onto Slowbro. It should have gone for Metagross with that hit. It gets 2 hits there, as Slowbro is able to tank that hit. Tentacruel avoids the triple axle from Metagross, but not the slash. Tentacruel is taken out by Slowbro with that attack. Pheromones putting himself in the lead, as we have Toxapex come back onto the field, and Roserade setting up for the Geomancy. It will boost its special stats in the next turn, but before that, Metagross goes for the cut onto Roserade, gets a good hit there, and it's followed up by the Heal Bell from Slowbro, but that does fail. Toxapex unable to go for an attack due to its paralysis, but Roserade will finish off that Geomancy. And again, as I said, it will give itself a special stat boost here, boosting that 125 base special attack. It will need to capitalize on it drastically here. Try and take out the Pseudo Legendary. The Slowbro with the Psycho Cut takes out Roserade before it can even get the chance. The Pheromones are building momentum here. It's now a 4v2 battle, and Toxapex with the Bullet Seed onto Metagross. Metagross getting hit by this multi-hit move, tanks the 2 hits that do connect, even after it wasn't very effective. And it is Nidoqueen coming out and immediately going for the workup. It is the last Pokemon for the Jubilee Venom in this matchup, and it does give itself that attack and special attack boost. Metagross now turning itself purple to go for that Spite onto Toxapex, reducing its attacks by 4 PP as Slowbro with the Infestation. This is really good. It will be not very effective on Nidoqueen, but because it's afflicted by that Infestation, it will chip away at it to try and get that elimination. Toxapex with the Belly Drum, cutting its HP, but it will maximize its attack. It needs to go for some offensive moves now. It is more of a defensive Pokemon, so we'll see if it can have a good factor in this. But before that happens, a recover from Nidoqueen will restore itself back to full strength. Maybe it should have waited until more of that infestation had taken place. But Metagross now with the Freeze Dry. This will be super effective on the Nidoqueen. A great hit there by the Pseudo Legendary. Now Slowbro with the Howl. It's not going to follow it up with an offensive move. Instead, it's just going to boost the offensive attack stat of both Metagross and Slowbro. Toxapex goes for the Heavy Slam now onto Metagross. Decent hit there for the not very effective move, as Nidoqueen continues to suffer from this infestation, chipping away at it in between turns. But Nidoqueen now gonna go for the attract here. Looks like Slowbro is gonna fall for it too and fall in love with Nidoqueen. Surely Nidoking does not want to see that, but before that could even happen, we are gonna hear that bell toll as the Draco Meteor from Metagross connects with Toxapex. This is going to lower the special attack stat of Metagross a great deal. And remember, as I said, Slowbro is now in love with Nidoqueen, but shakes it off and goes for the Strength. A fantastic hit. Nidoqueen holds on. Toxapex goes for the Clear Smoke, but remember, the infestation has still been taking place, and it is going to finish Nidoqueen off. Slowbro clearly did not love her enough to keep her in this matchup. And now Metagross with the Cross Poison. This should get the job done, and it does. The Pheromones have run away with this matchup. They have ended their losing streak as they needed to do with a fantastic victory over the Jubilee Venom, and in their next matchup they will be facing the Golden Road Balance. Clearly not enough to get themselves into the Masters 8, but this actually moved the Golden Road Balance into 8th place, whereas the Jubilee Venom have dropped down to 9th out of the Masters 8, and in the next round they have a huge matchup, even harder than the Pheromones, because they're facing the Olivine Orb. But in our very next matchup, it will be last place Sandflower Swamp taking on first place Heart Home Haunts. What a way to kick off round 11. I cannot wait for this matchup. See if the Sandflower Swamp can come out with another huge upset as they did earlier in the season. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.